I'm busy like building this. It looks kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like, Jade.
I just realised it looks a bit naughty.
Jade, I have been singing Sweet Melody all day. My head, for some reason, in my bloody head, I'd say at least once a day, and I've not a note in my head. Like,
I can confirm, no notes in his head. None.
It's a good one. That's in my top 3 Little Mix songs. So
it's so good. How are you keeping? Is busy the last while?
Very busy. Lots going on, but yeah, I can't complain. Very happy with how it's all going. So yeah, pleased.
Well, here we saw you on Jools Holland, absolutely crushing it. Like the second you started singing, we were like, where is this going? It was so stunning. How did you feel doing that performance?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I was very nervous. I felt really vulnerable because, on the show, I kind of open it with Jools playing the piano. We start with the slow version of Angel of My Dreams. So I felt a lot of pressure, and it's always been on my bucket list to perform on Jools Holland. It's such a prestigious show for artists, and not many pop girlies, I suppose, get to go on it. So I was really, really excited for it. Yeah, the reaction was nuts. I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, that was my first sort of live performance. And yeah, I was really proud of myself.
Well, here we knew you could sing, but the slow intro that you did, I was like, the vocal control. Unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, that's lovely.
Do you get to have a chat with him beforehand? Like, how does that all work, because he seems to have something with the guests that he can have the crack with them as soon as they're on TV.
He's so lovely. So he works his way around the room, like in sound check and prior to the show, and just says hi and has, a bit of chatter with everyone. So he makes you feel at ease. And then after the show, I mean, the next day I was out getting a coffee and someone was ringing me. I was like, who's that? And I answered the phone. It was like, all right, it's Jools. Just want to say thanks for coming on the show. I really loved it. I was like, oh, that's so lovely.
How old school.
I know.
Yeah, old school. And, I think that's why he's, still got the show going. Everyone respects him and loves him as a person. So yeah, he's as lovely as you think he is.
Oh, I love to hear that. Absolutely love to hear that. As well as your Jools Holland performance, you're also on BBC Live Lounge performing Fantasy. But before we get stuck into talking about your new single Fantasy, I want to talk to you about the cover you did. So you did Chasing Status and Stormzy's song Backbone. How did you go about deciding what song you want to do? Because I know it's such a big deal.
Yeah, for my first sort of live launch, there was a bit of pressure there. But when I first heard Backbone, I don't know why, but I just was instantly I can hear the chords sound quite well fit into an Arabian vibe and strings and stuff like that. So I knew straight away that was my first choice. I locked that song in with BBC 2 months ago. So it's no one else has allowed it. And yeah, I asked a few people, I was like, I'm going to do Backbone. They're like, what? Why are you doing that song? Not because it's not a brilliant song, but I think people couldn't picture how I was going to do it. But in my brain, it worked. And so, yeah, when we got to rehearsals, it all sort of fell into place. My boyfriend, Jordan, he helped me a bit with the lyrics because I didn't realise how a lot of the Stormzy lyrics are I don't know, about sort of his culture. There's obviously things that I can't really say that he might say. So I reworked it into my own sort of Geordie Arabic version of the song.
I love it. Geordie Arabic version. So cool. You could hear your Geordie accent coming out as well when you're doing it.
No, I thought, it's a good chance to represent. And I just liked the idea that people, even if it wasn't their cup of tea, you can't deny that I've, been brave enough to give something like that a go.
Have you heard from Stormzy yet? Has he given you a shout?
Yeah, I haven't yet. So now and again, he'll pop up and I'll hear from him. He was really supportive of Angel of My Dreams. He loved that song. He doesn't really go on Instagram and stuff much. So I imagine in I don't know, a week or two, he'll be like, I just watched this and blah, blah, blah. But he's so lovely. He's such a great guy and obviously phenomenally talented. So that was another reason why I chose that song. I mean, I love a bit of Chasing Status as well, to be honest. But yeah, it was out of the box. And I think that's what Stormzy does. Who would have thought he'd have a #1 this year with this song Backbone? Do you know what I mean? So Yeah, we stand.
Your new track, another banger. Like every time it goes out, it's like, oh, another one for the world,
Yeah.
another one for the world. Is it getting easier now?
It's getting easier. I don't know. I mean, I feel better now this second single is out because it was coming from Angel of My Dreams, which was such a moment. I was a little bit nervous with the second song, and not from like a chart perspective, but more just like I knew in my head I had to pick something totally different to Angel. And Fantasy just always felt like naturally like the second choice. But you know, the response has been amazing. It lends itself well to like having a live band and stuff. So it's been really fun getting to perform it live for different shows. Yeah, it's just like a feel good song, isn't it?
Do you know what Coldplay said recently, that as the years go by, they start building songs around how the public are going to feel to it in a live setting. Do you kind of
Yeah.
notice that through all your years of Little Mix, that with Fantasy you can go, okay, I can hear this going, I can hear the crowd going wild, the band going wild.
100%. I think Little Mix has like shaped me into that kind of creative because we always loved putting on a big show, and you know, we were big touring artists. So for my own stuff, I definitely always, you know, have the visual as well as the song. And to me, like as a pop star, it's like it's just as important, you know, what you're going to do live and what the visuals will be. And in my head, Fantasy would always be the big sort of festival, like crowd pleaser moment.
Oh yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I love that. I saw that you had gone to support Leigh-Anne. You and Perrie went to see her live. And now I have to say, your Instagram stories was so relatable. We were only talking about this a few weeks ago, where you video something at a gig and you're singing away, and then you listen back and you go, what is my voice?
I know, because you can't hear yourself on the night. So last night when I was filming it, I'm like giving it my all, like, oh, this is great. And then I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's awful. You're like, we have, you know, because even if you're a singer, you still have like shouty concert voice. Nobody's safe from a good vocal when you're just like excited to be somewhere. So yeah, I had so much fun. It was so nice seeing Perrie. All our mums were together as well, which was so.
Oh,
They've still got their little mummy mixer group chat going. So
mommy
that was
mixer.
a cute reunion. And then spoke to Leigh after. I was just so proud of her. Like it's, you know, she's smashing it. The show was incredible. I
She
felt really
did Dublin.
nervous.
She did Dublin over the weekend, and a friend of mine went to
Yeah,
it and said it was incredible.
yeah,
So good.
she did. I mean, Dublin's one of the best, you know, places to perform. It was always our favorite on tour. So yeah, I'm just beaming for her really, and excited, you know, that getting to see Leigh-Anne, I was like, oh wow, like I can't wait for this too now. Yeah.
Does is it weird that, like, because you know this is your career as well, but when you go to see someone else, is it weird getting the fans looking at you going, huh, I'm looking at the stage, oh no you're here, I'm looking at the stage, no you're here, or do you just try and block that out?
I know when we first arrived, if you do feel a bit like the Queen when you go into like the box area, and everyone's like, what? So I just, you know, a cheeky little wave, and then you withdraw a bit because, you know, it's not about us. But yeah, it does feel strange. And obviously I could see in the audience a lot of like OG Little Mix fans as well from like years ago. So that was really cool to see.
That's cool. Would you recognize your OGs as well? That's so
Yeah.
cool.
There's a group of like die-hard fans who, when we tour, they'd be at every show, like front row. Yeah, there's ones online, like on social media, that I see a lot of. So yeah, they're definitely recognizable, which is lovely. It's like we've all grown up together because a lot of these fans, you know, were fans from the beginning. You're talking like 13, 14 years ago now. So I've watched a lot of the fans start off as like, you know, little girls or boys or teenagers, and now they're adults going to see Leigh-Anne. That's pretty incredible.
That's very cool.
When will we be able to get to see you over here? We're putting you on the
Oh,
spot. Get over here
Come
now.
on.
no, I'd love to. I reckon hopefully next year I can start putting some shows on. My album's out like around the start of next year. So I'm gagging for it, to be honest. I can't wait to get on stage and start performing. The sooner the better for me. And
well.
I've seen as well, like the Irish fans especially have been so supportive. So yeah, I can't wait to come back over.
Well, we can't wait to have you here. And before we let you go, Queen of Halloween, I need to ask, do you and Jordan know what you're getting dressed up as for Halloween? Because you guys knock it out of the park every time.
Yes, so I do feel like Mr. Bean cannot be beaten. So I've gone like the opposite way. I'm doing like a more cutesy vibe this time, like from a Disney movie.
Ooh.
But I literally am like, as we speak, I've got an event tomorrow, so I'm doing 2 Halloween costumes because that's me, very extra. But yeah, I'm busy like building this. Oh, it looks kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like, Jade.
I just realised it looks a bit naughty. Something's gonna be on the top, so don't ignore that bit. Yeah, I'm busy building a structural hat for my costume tomorrow.
We cannot wait to
love
see
it.
this tomorrow. This will be
Dying
deadly.
to see. Dying to see. Also loving the DIY aspect. Yes, Jade.
Oh, well, I didn't have time or budget from the label to get something. Here I am, arts and crafts. I saw a video on TikTok of this exact hat thing. So basically, I'm trying to recreate my video look with the bucket of blood on my head.
Cool.
Oh, amazing. That reminds me
Yeah,
of, that guy have you seen that guy on TikTok who, he says it's 4:30 in the morning and he pretends to be artists going, it's 4:30 in the morning, but I'm pretending to be
yes.
Celine Dion or whoever it is.
I love him. Love. He does a lot of Little Mix ones. I live for. But yeah, I love a bit of TikTok. It's very helpful. So
Yes. Especially for restaurants in foreign countries when you're going visiting.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's not doom scrolling, it's educating ourselves.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Like we all do that now. We're like, oh, I heard about this thing, and it's like, where did you hear that? You're like, TikTok.
Yeah, I read it in the New York Times. That was TikTok.
Ours, you need to go on to our one. It's name in the Bible starts with B, and it's these little kids from Africa. They're brilliant.
Oh my God, Jade, once you see one, you can't stop. I've learned so much about names in the Bible. I know them all now.
Oh,
There you go.
so
There you
cute.
go.
Jade, thanks so much for today, and best of luck with this new single.
Yeah, and enjoy Halloween.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Cheers. Thank
you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.